trusted news source, ABC6 News at Noon.
Hey there, folks. Thanks for joining us today for ABC6 News at Noon. I'm Casey Cantz. We're going to begin today with the anticipated arrival of First Lady Jill Biden to the Ocean State. We're just a few hours away now. The First Lady expected to arrive at TF Green Airport at 3 o'clock today. She'll be on the campaign trail today alongside both Governor Dan McKee and Seth Magaziner. First stop, Rhode Island College, along with the governor and Mrs. McKee. And then later, the First Lady will attend a political rally for McKee and state Democrats, followed by an event for Congressional District 2 candidate Seth Magaziner. This visit serving as one final push for Democrats to keep control in many key races with less than 2 weeks to go from the upcoming midterm elections. And we have end-to-end coverage of First Lady Jill Biden's visit today. Make sure you stay with us from the moment her plane lands later this afternoon through all of her visits throughout the state today. We'll be there, both here on air and also online at abc6.com. You know, I wish we could get the First Lady a little bit better weather for her visit here, but doesn't look like that's going to be in the cards today. Looks a little better than it did this morning. Still some clouds out there this morning. Very gloomy Wednesday afternoon, though, Chelsea. The temperature is a bit of a bright spot for late October. That's about it, though.
I know, and I was just going to say, it is getting a little bit better. We're getting some sun popping through here in Providence, maybe going hand in hand with the First Lady's visit. It is definitely warm outside. Sitting at 70 degrees in Providence right now. That's 10 degrees above average. And not only that, the dew points are in the upper 60s. That's some summertime humidity here in southern New England today. So you are feeling it even on this late October afternoon. Our temperatures across the area in the upper 60s and low 70s. Yesterday we hit 70 for a high. Today we're running warmer than where we were yesterday at this time. So we're looking at highs in that 70s range as we head through the afternoon. There has been some very heavy rain falling out over the Cape, out over the islands, with some scattered showers still impacting much of the area. It's a little bit brighter further to our west, but you can see more rain along an approaching cold front. So we kind of go back and forth for the remainder of the day today. You'll get some sun popping through, but we also still have some scattered showers at times and a lot of clouds and some fog still possible in spots. So we have some very, very, very slow improvements outside later today. It'll be tomorrow that you'll be much brighter, still warm. I'll let you know when we actually start to feel like October in just a few minutes. Casey? All
right, Chelsea, thanks. We'll check back in. Other stories we're following for you today. Crazy video we showed you this morning of a man driving through the front of a Woonsocket Dollar Tree. We are learning more about this man as he was slapped with nearly a dozen charges and faced a judge this morning. Our Natalie Norrie was at that hearing this morning. She has new details today from the newsroom. Natalie, what did we find out?
Casey, this is a crazy story. After being fired from the Dollar Tree, 49-year-old Scott Stern was asked to return his keys, and he did by driving a stolen vehicle through the store, almost hitting a little girl in the process. We have surveillance footage of that. You can see that little girl walk away just seconds before Stern comes in with a vehicle he stole from his roommate after they were in an argument. Moments after this, he chased the manager around the store, and a customer tried to stop him.
The defendant got out of the vehicle and attempted to assault her and was chasing her around the store when a patron tried to assist her. When he did, that patron was attacked, taken to the ground and strangled. The defendant was taken into custody and they determined that the vehicle was stolen and he was involved in a domestic incident with his roommate. He was charged with several felonies and domestic vandalism.
Stern appeared in court today. He's charged with assault, disorderly conduct, reckless driving, and 7 other counts. He's also given a competency evaluation. He was given a $50,000 bail with surety and a no-contact or trespassing order. He's currently being held on other bail violations. Stern will be back in court on November 9th. For now, reporting in the newsroom, I'm Natalie Norrie, ABC6 News.
Wow. What video that is, Natalie. Thank you for that. A vigil planned for tomorrow night for a missing 16-year-old in Rainham. Police say Colleen Weaver has been missing now for more than a week. Her mother worries she met someone online who then lured her to meet up with them in the early morning hours last Tuesday. Kristen Weaver, her mother, says her daughter is an easy target and suffers from some neurological disorders that impact her judgment.
She's a very trusting kid. You know, she's very easily manipulated. In my opinion, all of that is just a recipe for disaster. I am so worried because this makes me think that she's being held against her will.
Rainham police say they believe the teen is in danger. Investigators have reason to believe Colleen may have traveled to a location roughly 100 miles away. So this search now extends into neighboring states as well. Massachusetts State Police and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children are also now involved. Well, the Providence Board of Parks Commissioners approving a new lease with the current ownership group of the Triggs Memorial Golf Course to continue to maintain and operate the Providence Golf Course. ABC6 News reporter Yanni Trigelis live in the newsroom today with more on this deal. And Yanni, some of the controversy behind it. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Casey. Well, today's decision to approve the bid with the current owners, FCG Associates, raising some questions from both the public as well as state leaders who say that this deal was rushed with a lack of public input on that nearly $3 million contract. In the end, though, commissioners going forward with the bid with FCG by way of a 6-1 vote. City Council President John Igliozzi, the lone vote in opposition of that deal, asking for the vote to be continued to a later date, objecting to the process and lack of transparency behind it, saying that the 3 bids that the committee made to deem the best fit should all present their plans to the entire board of Parks Commissioners, and from there a vote be made afterwards. District 7 Senator Frank Chacon also sharing those concerns with Igliozzi and calling on Mayor Lorza to table the vote, saying the process had felt rigged.
I don't feel comfortable with it. I don't think there's enough information with it. All 3 of these proposals probably should have come here, present their proposal line by line, have the commission Q&A them, right? Go down the list and really get an understanding of who they are, and what they're about, and ask the hard questions of them.
The deal for FCG Associates to maintain and operate the Triggs Memorial Golf Course is a 10-year deal in total, and that group has owned and operated the course for more than 30 years since 1990. In the newsroom, Yanni Trigelis, ABC6 News.
All right, Yanni, thank you for that. Elsewhere today, first student bus drivers, monitors, and aides voting to strike, barring a deal getting done. Union members voting to go on strike next week, November 2nd. If it happens, the strike will impact students in Cranston, Lincoln, and West Warwick. A spokesperson for the union says leadership has been negotiating for a 30-hour minimum work week, but the two sides haven't been able to reach an agreement.
What do we all look for in life? A way to feed our families and take care of ourselves. These people take care of our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren. So why shouldn't they be able to take care of their families?
A spokesperson for First Students saying in a statement, quote, "We will continue to negotiate in good faith and are committed to working with the union in the coming days and hope to reach an agreement to avoid any work stoppage," end quote. Still to come today at noon, concern growing in our nation's children's hospitals regarding the triple threat of viruses right now. We'll have the very latest, plus a common drug used to fight illness in kids in short supply right now. We'll tell you which one. And as Florida continues to recover from Hurricane Ian, we're getting a look today at the major financial hit many are taking. That's all coming up. Stay with us. Back with a focus on your health now and the growing concern over what doctors are seeing in hospitals all across the country. The triple threat of COVID, flu, and the virus RSV all hitting at once. 14 states and Washington, D.C. with hospitals, pediatric beds at more than 80% capacity already. Alex Perche has more today from Washington.
This is becoming a common sight at hospitals across the country. Beds and emergency rooms crowded with sick young patients.
We have a 181-bed hospital, and last night, virtually every bed was full.
Doctors telling us the rise is due to something dubbed a triple-demic: COVID, the flu, and a seasonal virus that mostly affects children called RSV.
The good news is for 2 of the 3, we have vaccines that are highly effective at preventing serious illness, COVID and flu.
But thus far, hospitalizations have been on the rise. Nationally, pediatric bed occupancy is the highest it's been in 2 years, with 75% of an estimated 40,000 beds filled. That's a 4% increase from just last week, according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
We're looking at and we're really tracking healthcare capacity very, very closely across pediatric hospitals. And obviously, if hospitals need help, we will step in and help them to make sure that all kids across America get the care they need.
The greatest percentage of visits for flu-like illness are for those under 5 years old. Patients like 5-month-old Bentley Phillips, who spent the night hospitalized with RSV in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
It started with the wheezing. He progressed so fast. His oxygen was so low that we don't know what would have happened if we were home any longer than we were.
At Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, they are still pushing the importance of vaccines, reminding parents that it's not too late to get your kids vaccinated, saying that 95% of the hospitalizations there overnight were for children who did not have the flu vaccine and or had incomplete COVID vaccines. Alex Perche, ABC News, Washington.
And the CDC now saying interest in getting COVID booster shots is declining, even among older adults. The CDC reports about 93% of people aged 65 and older have completed their initial vaccine series, but only about 72% of those eligible have kept up to date by getting their first booster. Less than half have gotten their second booster shot. Less than 10% of the population 5 and up have gotten the updated bivalent booster. Well, a drug commonly used to treat bacterial infections in children is in short supply. 3 of the top 4 makers of the antibiotic amoxicillin are reporting supply constraints in the U.S. The medicine is prescribed for many illnesses, including ear and throat infections, and it comes in several forms. Children generally take the liquid form of the drug, which is reportedly where most of the shortages are occurring. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration says it's working with pharmaceutical companies to fix the problem. Still to come today on ABC6 News at noon, less than a week out from trick-or-treating. It'll be here on Monday. Listen up, parents. Something you'll need to keep in mind: an early sunset will tell you how much light or lack thereof you'll have Monday. Plus, a popular cleaning product recall will tell you why millions of containers of Pine Sol are coming off the shelves. That's when ABC6 News at noon continues after this. Welcome back. Hurricane Ian is gone, but the damage it caused will be felt in Florida for a long time. The state's Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services says the preliminary damage assessment for agriculture losses from Hurricane Ian could be up to $1.8 billion. Officials in Florida report Ian damaged citrus trees, forestry, and infrastructure. Total losses for citrus producers could reach $675 million. Hurricane Ian was a Category 4 storm when it hit southwest Florida last month. Parents, if you're already starting to plan when you and your kids will go trick-or-treating, something to keep in mind is how quickly it'll get dark on Halloween night. We talk about this every year, really no different this year, but here in New England, we are preparing for some of the earliest sunset times on Halloween. Providence takes the number 5 spot for earliest sunset. Again, this is pretty standard year after year, but 5:42, the sun will set on Monday. The team at Vivint Home Security gathered sunset data, and they say the rest of New England should expect a sunset before 6 o'clock as well.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Chelsea Priest.
Yeah, Casey, at the same time every Halloween. So whatever you did last year, plan on that again. And unfortunately, right now, I do have a few showers in our Halloween forecast, so that may impact things as well. But days away, so let's not focus on that just yet. Hopefully, things will improve from here. We're seeing some improvements outside today. We are still looking at some heavy rain. Chatham, over the last 24 hours, picking up over 3 inches of rain. Many spots on the Cape between 2 and 3 inches from some soaking rain this morning. There was some flooding over Nantucket. For most of us, though, we've had scattered lighter showers with some heavier downpours mixing in at times. There are still spots right now just locked in fog. This is the view from Block Island up by the North Light. Tons of fog outside. Visibility still a major issue as we head through the afternoon. Here in Providence, actually trying to get some sun popping through those clouds. And this is going to be the case as we head through the afternoon. Some of us get some sun popping through, some of us still seeing showers, some of us still seeing fog, and we kind of go back and forth before we can finally get a system coming through that clears this out completely and will be so much brighter tomorrow. It is very warm outside today. We're sitting at 70 degrees in Providence, in Smithfield, in Newport, upper 60s for New Bedford, for Westerly right now. It's such a warm day, 10 degrees above average, warmer than where we were yesterday at this time. And with some sun popping through here in Providence, we're going to continue to see those temperatures climbing. On average, most of us in the upper 60s to low 70s range. Dew points also in the upper 60s range. It feels like a summer day out there, not necessarily temperature-wise, but humidity level rise. We're talking about dew point close to 70 degrees. That is some July moisture that's in the air right now. We are looking at the temperatures today around 70 degrees in most locations. Same thing tomorrow, still a very mild day. But tomorrow is brighter and we become more comfortable. The breeze from the northwest continues to pick up. And by Friday, highs will only be in the 50s. It's back to reality as we head through Friday and into our final weekend of October. Again, some soaking rain out over the Cape, out over the islands early this morning. Right now, we're still seeing some rain in parts, but we're going to slowly see a lot of this moisture pushing offshore. There's a low system way offshore that's wrapping in some of this tropical moisture, and a much wider view shows you the approaching cold front that will come through as we head through the evening hours. It does come through relatively dry, but you have some clouds and still the chance of some spotty showers. From there, we finally start to clear out completely as we head into tomorrow morning. Tomorrow looks sunny, still warm. The breeze does pick up a bit from the northwest as the day goes on, and that's going to usher in the cooler temperatures. We wake up Friday morning with sunshine, temperatures in the 40s, and we'll see sun on Friday, but highs will only be in the 50s. Upper 60s and even low 70s today. It is a mostly cloudy day. Again, some of us are getting some sun popping through, others still dealing with fog, others dealing with scattered showers. So that's where we're staying this afternoon. We're slowly starting to get into some improvements. We continue to see slow clearing overnight, temperatures in the 50s, and then tomorrow, finally a full sunny day, temperatures in the upper 60s range. The breeze picks up as we head through the later part of the afternoon and into the evening, and then cooler temperatures move in for Friday, for Saturday, for Sunday. Again, Halloween, I have a few showers, but again, hopefully we're still days away from that. Hopefully things can shift a little bit, because that's a bummer. Rain
it is. Boy, tomorrow, though.
I know, tomorrow looks good.
And even that up.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, it is warm out there. I've heard a lot of people saying, wait a second, it feels like it's humid. We've been talking
You
about
said this morning, mugginess. Yeah.
Instead of turning the heat on, we turned the AC on yesterday just to get that stickiness out. I mean, I set it at 70 something, but just to get the stickiness out. So a real humid day out there still.
Yeah, that's true. All right, Chelsea, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Still to come, if you use a heating pad, listen up. A popular one has been recalled. We're going to tell you which one and why. And beef between two beavers at an area wildlife center? Yeah, that's true. Even funnier is what the one did to keep the other one away from her. We'll show you just ahead. Welcome back. Checking some consumer news now. If you have Pine Sol under your sink, listen up. Clorox recalling 37 million bottles of Pine Sol that might have bacteria that could hurt people with compromised immune systems or people with external medical devices. There aren't any reports of anybody getting sick, but 8 different versions of Pine Sol have been recalled. You'll find everything you need to know on the Consumer Product Safety Commission's website. And another recall to tell you about today, Mighty Bliss electric heating pads. They have been pulled because of an injury risk. The recall covers more than 500,000 heating pads sold through Amazon and Walmart from July 2021 to July 2022. The FDA says it's gotten reports of the heating pads overheating, sparking, and burning. Customers with these heating pads are advised to stop using them and visit the company's website for further instructions. So to come today at noon, video you just gotta see to believe. 2 beavers at an area wildlife center that don't particularly get along. What the one did to keep the other one away from her. We'll show you next. Oh, Chelsea, this video is so good. A baby beaver at the Newhouse Wildlife Center in Massachusetts going viral over a beef that she is having with another beaver, apparently. Nibby and Zibby. They've never gotten along, apparently. So the rescue crew there moves Zibby to another enclosure. Well, Nibby, look, making sure her nemesis doesn't come back. She built that dam, and if you saw there, she laid the foundation, and then she left with that little spring in her step. And that spring in her step is really what's captivated the internet. They just don't like each other.
That's okay.
And beavers build dams, so that's the way to keep them out, I guess.
There's just beef. Sometimes
There's
you
just
just
beef.
don't get along with someone. They just don't click.
That's exactly it.
She looked very content after her little dam was built,
I think
though.
she was happy with what she did.
Yes,
That
she
will
was.
show you,
Exactly.
Zibby.
Now I can relax and have some
That's good
time to
stuff.
myself.
Yes, exactly.
It's so cute. I didn't
It
realize
is.
how cute baby beavers.
They are. No, they really are.
So cute. Love it. Well, people probably out swimming all the animals in the water today. It's warm. It's muggy out there. Now, there's still areas of fog and rain, but we are getting some sun here in Providence, and we will see a much brighter day for all of us tomorrow. Today is that weird day where we're getting a little bit of everything. Tomorrow is still warm. Breeze picks up, though, and then it's back to reality for Friday. We'll wake up in the low 40s, afternoon highs in the 50s, and we'll stay pretty seasonable for our final few days of October.
All right, Chelsea, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Thank you, folks, for watching as well. The news continues first at 4. Full coverage of First Lady Jill Biden's visit to the Ocean State. We'll see you then.